So race 5 of the meeting, heat 1 for DD2. Let's have a look at the starting grid. Pole position decided by not much at the end of the qualifying session earlier on, but it's Florian Breidenbach who starts from pole position in the 4.33. Alongside will be Dennis Thiem in the 4.54, Patrick Lipinski in the 4.04 and the 4.66 of Ronny Göttler. That is row number 2. Janis Stier in the 444 and Mika Metz in the 464 will be on row number 3. Fabian Bock in the 481, Robert Schopian in the 477, Marcel Steinert in the 413 and Oliver Breidenbach in the 422 entry complete the top 10. Yannick Jacobs in the 401 and Jonas Walscheid in the 420 complete row number 6 ahead of Mark Bartels in the 488, the 442 of Leon Arndt, the 407 of Nico Gnad, the 468 of Hannes Bodder, the 403 of Denny Shallow, the 439 of Logan Seifried, the 409 of Tim Stender, the 402 of Philipp Treschler, and Franziska Blum in the 425, Phil Vogel in the 406, Matthias Kalfas in the 458, and Denmark's Matthias Lund bringing up the rear in 24th position. So again, as per seniors and DD2 masters, each heat will be 10 minutes plus an additional lap, and it will be down to Breidenbach and Thiem to control the pace. They're going to start making sure that they're in the right position, and everyone else will start forming up behind them. So 12 rows, 24 competitors, 10 minutes plus an additional lap. Race 5 of the meeting. We'll have a total of 26 races this very weekend. The GKC 100 will be racing tomorrow in 2 races. So the formation starting to get a bit closer, starting to concertina. Into the tram lines we go. Revs rise. Is this a clean start? Yeah, no, well, it looks like a few hands went up from the drivers as they're making their way through into turn 3. Not sure. So it looks like we have had a reset of the timer. It has been declared a full start. I thought that might have been the case because I saw 5 to 6 drivers instantly put their hand up, and from the way that the start was formed, the top 2 rows started gathering speed, and I think row 3 on the right-hand side of the track. Now, pole position is effectively on the right-hand side on the track itself, as if you're pointing your way through turns 1 and 2. So row 3 got a little bit left behind. So effectively, we have seen it before where a couple of false starts have brought out the red flag, and then it's always the race director that goes up to the drivers at the front row saying, you are the ones that need to control this. So we'll see if we get it second time around. So ding ding, round 2, seconds out. But that looks a lot better in terms of the formation. So it's Florian Breidenbach and Dennis Thiem on the front row. Lipinski, Göttler, Stier, Metz, Bock, Schopian, Steinert, and Oliver Breidenbach. Right, second time of asking. Are we ready? Are we steady? The revs rise. And it looks like we've got a better start this time. And a good start from Florian Breidenbach as Patrick Lipinski looks to go up the inside of Dennis Thiem and has made the move going into turn 4. As that is Robert Schopian, I believe, in the 477 that's had an absolute flyer of a start. He's got past Dennis Thiem for 3rd position. It's now Patrick Lipinski looks to close in on Florian Breidenbach. It's everyone for themselves going through turns 9 and 10 for the first time of asking. But Florian Breidenbach very much resolute and trying to keep Patrick Lipinski in the 404 behind, but into the infield with the next hairpin. The Sodi kart driver gets close, but Robert Schopian jumps up the order, like literally pole vaulted his way from 7th to 3rd. A little bit further behind, Dennis Thiem coming under pressure. But Dennis Thiem is in 4th. Mika Metz up into 5th ahead of Ronny Göttler. And there's a great move, great slipstream overtake by Robert Schopian on Patrick Lipinski. And here comes Dennis Thiem back into the fray, along with Mika Metz. Ronny Göttler is in the fray there too. Fabian Bock, Marcel Steiner, Janis Stier, Mark Bartels, all in the melee in the middle. And it is rather kicking off. Janusz Stier and Mark Bartels actually round out the top 10. As the drivers making their way through turn number 11 into turn 12. And looks like there's a change for position. Mika Metz has got past Dennis Thiem for 4th place going through turn 12. But at the moment, Florian Breitenbach continues to lead proceedings. After 2 laps completed, Robert Chopin in the 477. First came across that individual earlier on this year, the B&L Karting Series and the Rotax Max Euro Trophy. So Chopin's decided to pursue a national campaign as we've got yellow flags going through into turns 1 and 2 on the start-finish line. So it looks like someone has had a drama in the meantime, but you can see now everyone's scrabbling for traction. The top 6 are concertinaing, but Patrick Lipinski looks to be under fire from Mika Metz going into turn 11. Mika Metz nearly went up the inside, and that nearly opened the door for the likes of Dennis Thiem and Ronnie Göttler. And now, here comes the opportunity for Mika Metz, but now Robert Chopin's hit the front. Florian Breitenbach is in real strife right about now. It's nearly 3 abreast coming out of the final corner for around about 3rd place. So Robert Chopin from 7th, as there goes Florian Breitenbach nigh on sideways through turn 3, gets past Patrick Lipinski. And you've got the likes of Dennis Thiem. You've got Mika Metz, Ronnie Göttler, Fabian Bock, Marcel Steinert on the Comp Kart chassis for FM Racing. Running at the top 8, Mark Bartels has absolutely scythed his way through the field, and he's currently in 9th place ahead of Janusz Stier in the 444 on the Maranello chassis. And you can see that teammates don't... Well, I mean, the thing is in karting, it's a bit different to higher echelons of single-seaters, but there we have a change for position, as there is quite a few drivers scrapping over the scraps on the dinner table after Sunday lunch. Well, it's Saturday afternoon here. And Mika Metz goes up past Lipinski into 3rd place going through turn 3. Nicely done there. And it's Jonas Volscheid that brought out the double yellows. So the Paralin driver, unfortunately, out after 2 and a bit laps. So a real shame for Jonas Volscheid. Becomes the first retiree for a DD2 race this weekend. But Mika Metz and Fabian Bock is the one that's really challenging, and Bock launches it up the inside of Lipinski through turn 11. I think he realised he did outbrake himself a little bit there, and he thought, oh, I'd better get back into formation. But keep your eyes on Marcel Steinert. He's trying to go up the inside of Ronnie Göttler in the 466 through the final double right, and he gets the job done, does Marcel Steinert. And Comcart, believe in the fluoro, as they say, is the slogan. Very, very brightly coloured kart in terms of the chassis underpinnings. As you can see now, it's all for themselves. Steiner going side by side with Dennis Thiem. And there is Fabian Bock. Now, Fabian Bock, a senior racer up until this season, switched to DD2 and instantly came out of the blocks flying. So I would have not high expectations, but I'm looking forward to seeing what Fabian Bock does in DD2 this year, especially here in Rotax Max Challenge Germany. But at the moment, Dennis Thiem is looking to put one up on the young driver as they go over the bump out of turn 12 into turn 13 and into 14. Now, Dennis Thiem has got to watch his front Nassau plate, his front bumper, so otherwise if he puts that in, that's a 5-second time penalty post-race, but he's been closed in on, and that is Marcel Steinert. Steinert's got a real good run. Lipinski being closed in on by Mark Bartels. Ronnie Göttler's dropped to 9th ahead of Janusz Stier. Lawrence Seyfried, another returnee to the championship, also running with FM Racing. He's in the middle of that melee. Now I count from 7th down to Matthias Lund, who started stone dead last. It's 1.3 seconds. Now that is from 7th to 13th place. Now here is a real interesting battle. Now this is for 2nd on the road. So that is Florian Breitenbach being hustled by Mika Metz. And Mika Metz is closing in and trying to do his level best. But keep your eyes behind them, because they've got Fabian Bock, they've got Dennis Thiem, they've got Marcel Steinert. Those are all quick peddlers, and they are not going to give up. one iota of a chance to get through. So now going through into turns 9 and 10. Florian Breitenbach being closed in on by Mika Metz. And Metz is closing, hand over fist. But unfortunately, he was the slowest out of the trio, was Mika Metz last time around. Robert Schopian has made hay whilst the sun shines here in Wackersdorf. His lead is over nearly a second as they come across the line once again. Gap was 0.976. It's now 0.983. Dennis Thiem has set the fastest lap of anybody so far in this race. But Robert Schopian looks to be getting away and looks to extend that gap, because whilst Florian Breitenbach and Mika Metz battle away over second and third respectively, this is going to give the opportunity for the likes of Fabian Bock, the likes of Dennis Thiem, Marcel Steiner, Patrick Lipinski, Mark Bartels, Long Seifried, now up into ninth there of Ronny Göttler. Jana Stier, unfortunately, now she finds herself down in 15th position. So 2.5 minutes to go on the clock, plus an additional lap. And this battle here, the raging inferno, it's two raging bulls in DD2, and that is Florian Breitenbach and Mika Metz. They go through turns 1 and 2, into the right-hand sweeper at 3, into the hairpin at 4. And Schopian is keeping it nice and consistent, looking for his first victory. As there's the move from Mika Metz up the inside through turn 6. Neatly done, just carry the momentum through, just use that lateral sideways momentum through corners, whether it be a left-hander or a right-hander, and he got the job done on Florian Breitenbach. If he makes a mistake, keep your eyes on who's behind. Fabian Bock has got the ringside seat. So 23 out of the 24 drivers still circulating. The 24th of which, unfortunately, Jonas Volscheid out of the race on lap number 3. But things are heating up here, and they will continue to rage up in temperature the closer we get to the checkered flag. So we have plenty of drivers still looking to make their mark. Now, there was a move I've just seen. That is Fabian Bock. And that is on, of all people, Florian Breitenbach, who now is in 4th position. I did say that Bock did have the ringside seat, and he's used it. Breitenbach looked for a last-ditch attempt. He looked at the old Danny Rick, lick the stamp and send it through into turn 11. But on that particular occasion, he could not get past. This still gives an opportunity for Dennis Thiem to look to see if he can get into 4th by the checkered. Marcel Steinert waiting in the wings, not too far behind in 6th. And it's Mark Bartels, Patrick Lipinski, Laurent Seifried makes it 2 Comcart chassis in the top 10, ahead of the Mach 1 of Ronny Göttler. But now you can see a little bit of desperation in the driving style of Dennis Thiem, who is looking to get past Florian Breitenbach. But whilst that all has been happening, Marcel Steinert is closing in. I think he's using his heat seeker rockets at the moment, is Marcel Steinert. But now the timer is about to hit 0, and it strikes now as Mika Metz is closing on Robert Schopian. This is something that has transpired in the last few laps. And now we go on to the last lap of this race. Lap number 13. Robert Schopian just over a quarter of a second ahead of Mika Metz in the lead of this race. And Fabian Bock is the first driver to go sub 50. And now the battle for the lead really starting to heat up. There's the move from Mika Metz on Schopian, going through turn 6. But then Fabian Bock has really closed in on a rate of knots. And then some. Fabian Bock was 9/10 back from Robert Schopian at the beginning of this 13th and final lap of this race. And now he senses an opportunity. There is the move from Marcel Steinert on Dennis Thiem. But the battle for the lead, it's literally line astern. You can't put an A4 sheet of paper between them, because now Fabian Bock went for it. Robert Schopian tried to retaliate on Mika Metz, but the checkered flag, it is Mika Metz that wins for Dor Motorsport in this first DD2 race of the weekend and of the season by 92 thousandths of a second. Fabian Bock could have gotten second, maybe could have even have gotten the victory. He rounds out the top 3 places. Florian Breitenbach rounds out the top 4 ahead of FM Racing's Marcel Steinert, with 3 of the 4 Dor Motorsport karts making it into the top 10. Courtesy of Dennis Thiem and Mark Bartels, who round out the top 7. Patrick Lipinski in 8th ahead of Lawrence Seyfried, with Ronny Göttler rounding out the top 10. It was Mika Metz that took the victory. Let's have a look at the rest of the results. Jana Steer should recover back to 11th position ahead of Matthias Lund, who started 24th and made his way up 12 places to finish 12th. Oliver Breitenbach, Hannes Bodder and Leon Arndt round out the top 15 positions ahead of Yannick Jacobs. Dennis Schalau, Philipp Dreschler, Tim Stender and Nico Gnad rounding out the top 20, with Fotios Kalfas, Phil Vogel and Francisco Blum rounding out the 23 that finished the race, with Jonas Volscheid retiring on lap number 3.